ranks and privileges, it says as follows. When reading this section, you should primarily be concerned with what you can put into your position in the school, not what you can get out of it. The more you put in, the more will eventually be given you. Then a note. The chief privilege enjoyed by students holding the different ranks consists in being treated according to their position. Certain specific privileges are, however, accorded, and these are listed after the requirements and duties under each rank. Failure to maintain the standard required in a position will result in demotion. The council, as it's set up, its purposes are A, or number one, to represent the interests of the school as a whole. 2, to advise the headmaster. 3, to award the green and red badges and elect students to the rank of standard bearer candidate, standard bearer, and to the council, and to remove them if necessary. The headmaster may remove students from their position without consulting the council if he thinks it is necessary to do so, in which case he will subsequently report the facts to the council. 4, to legislate in matters concerning the internal organization of the school. 5, to provide student members with the opportunity and experience of engaging in responsible discussion and making responsible decisions. 6, matters of educational policy, administration, and studies are outside the province of the council, except insofar as the headmaster may seek its advice on these subjects. Then it has the composition of the council, which is a president. He would be the headmaster or his representative, staff, students. Then it talks about meetings. In order to preserve freedom of discussion within the council, meetings shall be held in camera, but the staff may be told of matters discussed and decisions taken upon request to the secretary, with a proviso that such information shall not prejudice freedom of discussion in the council. For example, names of speakers and voting will not be reported. The student shall be given such information as the council shall determine. Members of the common room shall not discuss proceedings of the council with the student unless and until such proceedings have been officially announced to the students. A meeting of any member of the council on application to the secretary. Provided he is sincere, any student can ask any member of the council to raise a question in the council. Then it talks about no rank, new students, green badges, red badges, standard bearer candidates, and standard bearers. So standard bearer candidates, requirements and duty. This rank is for training ground for standard bearers and is designed to provide students who, in the opinion of the council, show the right basic qualities with greater opportunities to prove themselves. As at all other stages of a student's career at Eglon, insofar as he shows himself worthy of the confidence placed in him, he will be granted a greater measure of trust, responsibility, and freedom. In particular, his request for permission will be granted more easily than those of lower-ranking students. Whilst he remains under the authority of the prefects, he is expected to use his influence to assist in the maintenance of good order and discipline and to support the standards and traditions of the school. Elections must be unanimous, removals by 2/3 majority. Then it goes on to the privileges. Then for the standard bearers, requirements and duties. A high standard of personal integrity, uprightness and honesty, responsibility and loyalty is demanded of a standard bearer. He should be trustworthy and capable of assuming moral responsibility not only for himself, but for the community as a whole and its members. His loyalty to the school must be unquestioned, and its good name is in his keeping. It is consequently his duty to watch over every aspect of life of the school and to assist the headmaster and the council to maintain its standards and traditions. His watchword is service. His characteristics are humility and concern for others, and his privileges are enjoyed in virtue of the services he renders. Elections must be unanimous, removals by a 2/3 majority. And that gives the basics of the ranks and the council. Part 3 is all about safety rules, cycling safety rules. and it talks about bicycles, riding areas, handling traffic, parties, mountain expedition rules. It's all very general. Ski safety rules, accident procedures. And then we have the whole section of the allocation of team points per fortnight, which was all part of the old point system for participation in terms of citizenship studies and activities, which gave the House rankings. That's it.
That's perfect. Now, a little commentary. I think you said that a good way to reintroduce the system would be maybe just the top 20%. Would you say like just the SBC? I would. If you start ranking everybody, then you start playing a lot of politics, and then there's everything. Right.
But maybe, since it's always the 20% who seem to do everything all the time, the idea is to just distinguish between those 20%, and it's the volunteers and the ones who show contribution and the community spirit that he is talking about that may be the way to reintroduce the concept.
Right. And I like that idea because it also cuts down on the meetings. I thought they were interminable, trying to figure out if a red badge was ready to be intermediate. Please.
Yes, well, intermediate came on later. Actually, I remember my brother was one of the very first intermediates ever awarded the rank. He was promoted to it from an SBC.
What? Wait a minute. Okay, I get it. He was a rambunctious fellow. Well, you have the proud distinction of graduating as an intermediate, right?
No,
or was it a no rank? Or that was...
It was a no rank, but it never officially went through. So
oh, darn.
Officially, I was probably an SBC, which is all I ever made.
Oh, you're kidding. I think that's a downfall of the system.
Well, they never, there were certain people that just didn't vote, and you required unanimous vote.
Yeah. Too bad. And maybe that's one of the down points. I think it was Sutherland went to JC and complained about it, and his reply was, well, if you come out with a better system, let me know.
Yes, but no system is not necessarily a better system.
Oh, right. Okay, so having something in place is preferred.
Yeah, I would think so, yes.
Okay, good. So let's bring back not central dining, but assigned seats for dining.
Well, remember that forced an interaction between everybody, and it was done on a weekly basis.
Sure, and that's a lot of work for the housemaster to be sitting and saying, no, you can't put your friends next to you. Paul Lincoln should go over there.
That's not the way it worked.
Oh, no?
The dining room captain who assigned the seats, and he was assigned his task at the beginning of the term, and his role, he was assigned with the responsibility of mixing everybody through the system.
And it got checked, I'm assuming.
It got posted, and so as a housemaster would come by, he would see where everybody was, and if there wasn't enough mixing, then there would be separation.
Right. And so, yes, I understand the economies of central dining, but hey, you can still have assigned tables.
Right.
Okay. Well, this has been a very